Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about an Italian brand that is finally shipping to Europe. I was so excited when I found out. We are talking about Mulac Cosmetics. It's a brand that has been around for quite a few years, I think 3-4 years by now, and indie brand started in Italy and manufactured in Italy, and they started from a few lipsticks and now they're making eyeshadow palettes, brow products, a little bit of everything. I hadn't bought from them in quite a while due to the fact that I couldn't get my hands on the products and they didn't ship to Europe. So now that with the newest collection release of the collection is called Brave Collection, they have added European shipping. I am extremely excited. The shipping is free for orders above 40 euros during launch sales. So that is also amazing, because if you think of brands, Italian brands like Nabla or Neve Cosmetics, the threshold for free shipping is quite high, whereas Mulac is doing it quite low, which I really appreciate. But let's get into this collection and let's start with the tea. Because on the 25th of July, Mulac released the Brave Collection on their website. They don't do a long sneak peek, so there weren't a lot of swatches around, or we hadn't seen much about the collection, except for a few sneak peeks here and there. I was extremely excited because the collection speaks to my colors. It's a very warm toned, there's greens, there's oranges, so that was really my thing. The collection included one eyeshadow palette, one face palette, and 4 lip products, liquid lipsticks to be precise. And of course I was ready. I was there. I was ready to pick up the palettes as soon as they launched, and that is what I did. That was the 25th of July. It took them a week to ship. Now on their website they promise it's 24 to 48 hours to ship. It took them a week to ship, and that already blew my mind, especially because I had holidays planned. So the palettes arrived to me just a few days before I was leaving for holidays to Italy, ironic enough, and 2 weeks after I had ordered, which I think is not really acceptable, especially because they don't say so in their website. There are some indie brands in the US, for example, that make single shadows that clearly states it's gonna take us 3 to 5 days to process your order and then it will arrive. Fine with me, I'm ready. I was expecting to receive this 3 days after I ordered, because it was 24-hour processing time and DHL delivers in 24 to 48 hours in all of Europe. So I was quite angry and disappointed because my expectations were high. My mistake maybe, or maybe false advertisement. Anyways, then I got my beautiful palettes. Let's take a look at them. The Fiesta Cheeks palette is the cheek palette. It came in this beautiful sleeve with ingredients and name of the product in the back. Gorgeous. The package is in cardboard, but it's very sturdy and thick and very well made. I love the art on it. Beautiful. It has a huge mirror in it. The quality of the packaging is really good. But if then you put a beautiful palette in no bubble wrap, it was like it was laying on top of a bubble wrap. Not wrapped in it, not inside a sleeve, on top of bubble wrap, with just flying around. And the result was this. And this is a repressed version of it, actually. So my palette came completely shattered. The 3 shimmer shades were completely shattered. The bronzer survived. I tried to fix it and I pressed down. I still didn't use alcohol to recompact it, but I just pressed down. The powders are very, very soft, so it worked. But this one came absolutely shattered. It's quite a big size. I love the size of it. Oh God, did you see that? I just lost a piece of blush and it's all over my desk. Anyways, not gonna lift it anymore, but this is a beautiful palette. So I was very disappointed with that, and you can imagine even more disappointment when I went to open the eyeshadow palette. This is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. It came in the sleeve that is very similar. In the back you have ingredients, very nice, beautiful design. of the palette as well, similar to the cheek palette, but with a different, let's say, mandala design in the back and in the front. Gorgeous packaging again, huge mirror, but then one eyeshadow was broken. This glitter shadow here was completely shattered, and I had to again try to press it in, but it made quite a bit of a mess, so I had glitter all over the place. So yeah, unfortunately, both of my palettes came broken, and I'm not the only one. I saw online a lot of people who got their palettes broken, but it can happen. DHL could not be the most delicate of the people. As I said, my cheek palette was not in its bubble wrap sleeve like the eyeshadow palette was. It was just laying on inside the box. The box came with minimal packaging inside. It was just a little bit of paper, but there was a lot of space for the palettes to move. So I think that can be improved for sure. But then, usually what you do is you email customer service. They say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And they'll offer, I don't know, partial refund or a replacement, you would say. That is not the case. I sent them an email with photos explaining everything with in the object, order number, came damaged, what can we do? And the reply was, can you please give me your order number? A week after I emailed them, okay? I replied to that email, thank you for reply, the order number is in the subject of the email, and it is number blah blah blah. Never heard back from them. I wait another week, and last Monday I sent them another email saying, I am forwarding your email again about the order number, because I learned from my mistakes. Maybe if people don't read their emails properly, I don't know. Today is Saturday, and I have been absolutely ignored. I have been tagging them on Instagram, commenting under their posts. They've been tagged on my Instagram stories, so I don't think they don't know what's going on. So I'm wondering, are they actually just actively ignoring my emails? I don't understand. From the beginning, I was, I'd like a replacement. I wanted to take pictures for my blog, for Instagram, of the cheek palette especially. I just can't use it very easily. I cannot travel with it. I wanted to bring these to Italy on holiday to test them properly, but I couldn't travel with them. The highlighters and the blush are loose now from the pan, so it's very hard to pick up a small amount as you would if it would be pressed properly to apply. So I often either apply too much and then it doesn't look very good, or it just flies everywhere, as you can see all over my desk just now. So I went from wanting a replacement to now being so angry at them because it's 1 month, pretty much 1 month after they launched, and I have broken palettes only to show up for it, and not even a email saying we will send you replacements. And I almost just want a refund at this point. I'm like, whatever, I can send these back to you so they can come even more crumbled, but I don't ever want to have anything to do with you ever again. Am I overreacting? Maybe it's just makeup, but if I pay, I expect something in return, not just broken products. Otherwise I won't. I mean, I will just not order from them until we get to a solution. I had a similar experience last time I ordered from them, which was in November for Black Friday. I ordered a full order, and they said it went through, all fine. Then they sent me an email, oh, but the product you ordered is not in stock. So I had made an order for lipstick duo, and then added single eyeshadows to reach free shipping, which was 40 euros, as I mentioned. And I was gonna have it delivered at my mom's house in Italy, and then when I was there for Christmas, I would pick it up. Not complicated, it was quite straightforward if it would have worked. But the lipstick duo was not there, so what I replied was like, oh, thank you for your email, that is too bad. Can you please cancel my order, because I don't want the 3 eyeshadows extra, I just wanted the lipstick. The reply was like, no, we cannot cancel our orders. It hadn't shipped. It didn't ship for like days after that. We cannot cancel our orders at all. So what you can do is please send back your package, don't sign for it, just send it back via the courier and we will proceed to a refund when we receive it. November, December, January, nothing. I sent him emails, can you please let me know when the refund will arrive? I tracked the package that it arrived back. February, I sent them the last email saying, I am aware that the package has arrived, when am I gonna see my refund? This is the order number, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. I have given up, but for this collection, since I was so excited about it, I emailed them again saying, hey, this was my order, I never got a refund, what are we gonna do? And just right after I had placed the order for this collection, they sent me an email saying, oh, we are so sorry, here, have a gift card. Not a refund, a gift card. Which I still didn't see. That was an email that said, oh, we will issue a gift card so that you can, or store credit that you can use on our store. Never seen that happen. I haven't seen that money yet. And I placed an order that then I shipped back. I would like my money back, especially because it was PayPal. And by now it's too late to do a PayPal claim with the rules they have. So I don't know, not the greatest customer service experience, but I've been rambling on forever and maybe you guys want to see the palettes in demo. I did this makeup with it today and we can jump right into it now. Okay, I'm gonna be starting by using the Bella Vita palette to do my eyes. It looks beautiful. I have one eye done, so I'll just walk you through it and comment on the palette while I'm doing my eyeshadow. I think it works, it helps my brain work better and you can see them in use. I'm starting with this shade Youngster up here. This is one of the two mattes in this palette. And there goes my first criticism to this palette. I am one who loves to use matte eyeshadows, and having hooded eyes, I change up my color of my eyeshadow using different matte shadows. So I was a little bit disappointed because I didn't catch it in the swatches somehow, that this had only two matte shadows. So yeah, overall they do work well. You need to prime and set your primer when you use these. You see these, this now is blending quite nicely. If you don't set your primer, it will stick and it will not work very well. It's not the eyeshadow per se. A lot of shadows do this, and that's why you don't keep a sticky base. There are some eyeshadows that do some better, some worse at it, but these really need to have a layer of powder underneath to blend properly. Then I'm going in with the second matte shade, and it's this shade here called Fearless. This is a military green. However, it is a bit more gray on the eye than it is in the pan. And it is also not dark enough. So in this palette, you have these two shades, and this green is the darkest matte and just the darkest shade in the palette overall. Now you can see that it can give a nice gradient and dimension to the eye, but I personally like even more darkness on the outer corner of the eye. Now let's move on to the shimmers. I want to show you the shimmers on a clean, dry brush. This is just my usual, it's a very old Essence brush that I use for all of my eyeshadows, including the foiled eyeshadows from Makeup Geek. And I'm going to go into this beautiful shade that is called Your Tribe and try to get it on my eye. You'll see it's not that simple. It takes quite a bit of packing on to get these shimmers to show up. You might have seen on my Instagram when I just got these, I did a eye swatch or playing around video. Just I took off my makeup and just did it all over. And some of these are really hard to apply. Now this is not bad, but I want to wet my brush and show you how this shadow can look. So I'm just using Fix Plus on my shadow brush and then dipping back into the palette. And then we finally get some metallicness and some proper coverage of the shade. Much better. It's quite pretty. Then just on the other side of my brush, I am going to use khaki bronze, this shimmer shade here, for the outer corner and to blend in the green and the copper, let's say. This is a very pretty shade. I wouldn't say it's unique, but it's very beautiful. It's a little bit of an old gold with a green olive reflect to it. You can see it now. I actually didn't put as much on one side than on the other. I'll apply it here as well again, just to make it symmetric, kind of. So this is a simple eye, yet it works very well. I'm gonna use for my inner corner the shade Your Vibe. This is quite a chunky eyeshadow, so it has a ton of kick up, and it kicks up in like very lightweight flaky glitter type particles. It also, I don't know if you can see how much it flies out. This also means that it doesn't really apply very smooth and metallic. So I don't know what is wrong with, let's say, this formulation. There is an eyeshadow, I think, in the Subculture palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, as well as in Prism, that have a similar texture. And you can see it's not particularly shiny, it's not anything special. I like Limelight a little bit better, and you will see that in the swatches, though. I don't want to do too much on my eyes because they're already quite colorful. I'm going in with my NYX Faux Black in Black Olive on the top and bottom lash line to deepen, because as I said, there's not enough dark shades in this palette. On the lower lash line, I'm also going to go back into the green Fearless to blend out the eyeliner. Because the eyeliner is not exactly the same shade, it's nice if you can pass on it, both set it with an eyeshadow as well as give it all the right tone, let's say. I don't have a really good military green pencil. I thought this would be perfect, but for example with this eyeshadow it doesn't really fit. If you have any recommendation for a good green pencil, leave it down below. Possibly not a $20 one, because I'm not about that life. And then to show you one more shade, I will put in the inner third there, the shade Wild and Free. This shows up as a green on camera. In person it's more of a rose gold with a pink flip to it. So it is actually quite pretty. Again, not extremely pigmented, and it doesn't really show the right intensity when you put it on with a dry brush all over the lid. But here it just gives me a little pop of pink right in there. I hope that you guys can see it. I am having a different lens and I can't zoom in as much because it's a fixed portrait lens, but I find that the quality of the video is better, so I hope you can bear with me. Now, I love this eye look. This is one of the prettiest ones I do with this palette. I've been using this palette since I got it 2 weeks ago, with a small hiatus while I was in Italy on holidays. And I've been quite liking the eyeshadows. Again, I am a bit disappointed with not having enough mattes. But the real treat of these is that you have two pressed glitters. You can also see how messy this palette becomes. My palette arrived with the pressed glitters broken, and that is why they look ridiculous. It's like I tried to press them back in, but the palette is full of this glitter. We have Attract, which is this green and gold and yeah, teal or mint green glitter mix. This one here, very pretty. And then we have Bella Vita, which is also the name of the palette, which has copper and gold and red and green reflects in it. They're very multi-dimensional, not the easiest to pick up on camera. I apologize already. But I'm gonna show you how I apply these glitters. I'm gonna apply Bella Vita just because it fits with this eye look. I don't have a glitter glue that I love. I never tried the Too Faced one, too expensive, but I use the Rugiada for makeup by Neve Cosmetics. They formulated this for their loose pigments, and it's a very liquidy gel that dries quite quickly. And I just take it with a flat synthetic brush. I apply it on my eye, and then before it is completely dried, I go into the pan of the glitter, pick up the glitter, and hope that I don't get it all over my face. That is always nice, right? You can avoid getting glitter all over your face. I hope you guys can see this, how beautiful and multi-reflect this glitter is. It's not picking up a lot. There, it's better. Can you see the difference between the two eyes? It's hard to tell what I'm gonna see later while editing. On this eye, I already applied much more, and you can see all of the reflects. Oh, so beautiful. So I am definitely enthusiastic about these glitters, but yeah, I don't know if the palette is worth 30 something euros that it's worth. Also, you can see applying the glitter puts quite a dent into it, so I don't know how much it will last. Now I'll just stand here with my eyes closed for a little bit so that this glitter can dry without creasing, and then I'll do my mascara on this eye off camera, and I'll come back to do my face. Okay, now time to do the face. And here is the Fiesta Cheeks palette. It is completely shattered. Spoiler, I can barely hold it up. The plastic has the names on it, and I actually keep it on at all times because it's so broken that I'm afraid everything will fall on the floor. I'm gonna be using this bronzer, this highlight, and the blush. There are two highlights in here, but one is a little bit more wearable than the other. For bronzer, I'm using one of these big Morphe brushes that I got in a recent haul. And I have to say, I am really impressed with this cheek palette. It is very good quality. The products blend very well. The tone of the bronzer is a bit on the warm, but more yellow maybe side than orange. I hope you can see. It looks very beautiful on tan skin. Absolutely. I think it looks gorgeous. And then the highlighters of the two, Macho is the one that is more wearable and more peach, let's say. And this is how it looks like on me. None of them is too dark, I find, for a Caucasian skin tone. I'd say a medium, light to medium skin tone. I'm not medium, I'm sorry, light to medium skin tone. I can't talk today. But it's really pretty. What I've noticed is in pictures especially, but I don't know if that's this light in front of the window, you can quite pick up some of my texture that some highlighters don't do as much. So that is a little bit a question mark still. I have taken pictures in good lighting that don't show my texture with this highlight, but I feel that a little bit more than usual it does. Then the blush itself is a corally pink with a gold shift and a shimmer, and because it's shattered I have to be really careful at not putting on too much. I think that on camera it looks like that is a lot, but it's quite okay in real life. And what I like is that this is extremely glowy, and then it is perfect for summer. I'm a bit sad that they only came out with this collection at the end of July and not earlier in the summer, because by now I have cloudy skies and 20 degrees. The 30-degree weather is gone, and I can wear a sweater again in the evening. So I'm not that into summer mode anymore. But you can see the effect of the cheek is extremely glowy, not only from the highlight, but also just from the blush. That also you need to be careful if you have texture, because it will show. So I have quite some pores here. So yeah, I overall really like this palette. I wish it wasn't shattered so that I could actually travel with it or use it without a very, very frightened feeling. And this highlight is very unique. It is a cool toned gold, quite on a little bit with a green flip. It is not unwearable whatsoever, but it will give you a little bit of a more icy look to the yeah, to your look. It's not a champagne gold that is very flattering. It's not a warm gold. It's quite a cool toned one, and it has a duochrome shift to it, so it's good because it's not very dark on your skin. But that I see actually gives me a little bit of a cast. When I look straight on, I see a little bit of white stripes here, versus this one has a bit more peachy and it falls into my skin tone a little bit better. I'm curious to try the other highlighter better when I lose a little bit of my tan, but for now I am very, very happy with this palette. Now that I have my lipstick on, some final thoughts. If you had to pick up something from between these two palettes, I would definitely recommend you pick up the face palette, because I don't think the eyeshadow palette is versatile enough to justify the price. The glitters are beautiful and you'll be able to do a lot of fall eyeshadow looks, but it's not that versatile when it comes to mattes, and you can only do these, yeah, something with this or something with this, and then the rest, yeah, is all accessories, to me at least. I am one for matte shadows, and also especially different gradients of them, because I cannot do a gradient with a darker brown. I have to use the green to darken up my eyeshadow with this. So this is not a self-standing palette to me. You can do a few good looks with it, but it's not, I don't think it's worth the money they ask for it. It's I think 35 euros full price. With the discounts at launch, I got it for 30 euros and 52 cents. So not a cheap palette for only 9 eyeshadows, and not enough mattes for me. The pros for that palette are definitely the glitters that are beautiful. The shimmers I don't think are anything to write home about. They're pretty shades and good color selection, but yeah, not amazing, not metallic enough. And yeah, the only reason I would buy it is if you wanted the glitters, and you can get Mulac glitters in single pans, I think. And I would either wait for these to come out in single pans, or just get something that you like from those, because they're really pretty and they last very well. I've been using them to go to work to test them out, and they last all day. They don't fall on my face. The Rugiada for makeup as a base works very, very well with them. I would not recommend using them without a base, because they will not stick properly, and you will not get the right coverage on your eye, and they will fall off during the day. So that definitely, and as with any glitter, do not go in and blend afterwards, because then you'll just make them fly away. But that is like self-sorting, I would say. So definitely, if you like the shades, pick this up, especially if you're still in a southern country where it's still sunny and you want to glow and glow and glow. It's definitely a glowy face palette, and the bronzer is really nice. Not for darker skin tones, unfortunately. I think the bronzer is way too light for that. But the blush will work for a bit of a darker skin tone, and I feel like the highlight is, yeah, it works for light skin tones and tan light skin tones, let's say. The one thing that I would say definitely prevents me from recommending this palette and this brand is the horrible customer service. As I mentioned before, I've not been able to get a replacement for my palette that came completely broken, and now I am actually wondering if I will ever get a replacement for the eyeshadow palette that came broken. Now, of course, it's usable, but I paid, and I did not pay a little bit. They've been ignoring emails, not replying to them at all, and I am quite pissed at them. And this is not the first time. Mulac has always had awful customer service and trouble with their shipments. So for that reason alone, I would be cautious in picking them up, and maybe waiting a little bit to see if they change their packaging for the face palette, because I saw so many broken face palettes arriving to all over Europe. It's actually ridiculous. Anyways, I hope this review and demo was helpful to you guys. Let me know if you picked up this collection or if you even knew about Mulac. I know it's an Italian brand I follow for a long time, but it's actually only shipping in Europe since the 25th of July. So exciting that they're expanding. They're definitely not ready for it because they can't handle the order amount, the customer service requests, and proper wrapping when shipping, unfortunately. I hope they will improve things in the coming weeks, months, years, because their products are good. It's just yeah. So anyways, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos from me. Leave a comment down below if you have picked up this collection and you have something else to tell me about it that I didn't think about. We will all be appreciative to have a discussion in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!